Alright guys, going to do a quick progress check here. So this I believe is the 6 month mark if I have everything correct here. Should be. So on the right, 201 pounds approximately. My commentary probably won't be the best on this. Again, the lighting is might be a little bit different. The cameras are different. The distance that I'm standing away from the mirror might be different at times, from the left image to the right image, or video rather. But anyway, you could judge for yourself the progress that has or hasn't been made. Regardless, hopefully something that's fairly evident is that the torso thickness, like the width, fair to say it's increased, but not an extreme amount of belly fat increase. So you can see right here there's a little bit more pudginess, but not an extreme amount considering the weight increase, right? So 185 to 201 pounds, right? And so keep in mind some of the posing isn't super consistent. So look at this here. So I'm like really leaning back on the right side. So my gut's kind of like my upper gut or whatever is kind of protruding out more than on this side. I think that part of that might be the degree to which I'm leaning back. I could be wrong because in some of these I might not be leaning back as far. So maybe the upper gut did increase. Maybe some of that's the muscle also pushing the fat out more. Maybe initially I leaned back a bit further than I did in the other left side video example. Here, hopefully, again, the width or the distance from the mirror, keep that in mind here, but hopefully bicep mass increase, hopefully mass increase everywhere. Depending on the posing, the comparison isn't super great for determining it accurately. Hopefully that's a good shot there. Hopefully some, noticeable bicep mass increase. In some cases, the shoulder might look like here the shoulder looks kind of similar, but then in other shots, hopefully the shoulder looks a bit bigger on the right side. Again, I'm just kind of filling the air here. Okay, my first lat spread here on the right seems to be one of the better ones I did. I did like a bunch of rear lat spreads to just try to get something that looked as good or better than the original one. The rear lat spread seems to have not been my strong suit when trying to do these bathroom poses. I never seem to make it look like, it never seems to look as good or better, as wide or better than the original, at least probably not in most cases. I might be unintentionally out angling myself sometimes, or the angles might not be representative enough. Again, I did a bunch of rear shoulder or whatever you call lat spread thing, whatever. Did a bunch of these. I don't know that there's a whole lot of noticeable difference on the back. The back's probably going to be a little bit leaner on the left just because I probably have less body fat mass, but hopefully there's some more like back muscle mass on the right side. But I find with these like rear back poses, the back poses, I find they're not like as impressive as I'd like them to be. Now when it comes to the side chest, I think there's hopefully some undeniable mass increase here. The places where the mass increase will probably be most noticeable is going to be the chest, hopefully bicep as well. Overall, like torso thickness, hopefully there's some noticeable shoulder increase as well. Even just my neck seems thicker. I don't know if my jaw is more squared. That could just be me having some hopeful thinking. The vacuum here, obviously, like my vacuum on the stomach doesn't go as far as it used to, so that's probably due to fat increase, maybe to some degree some muscle increase, although it's probably more so a fat increase thing. Less leanness on the ribs, but still some rib definition coming in, or side muscle, whatever you call it. It's probably not ribs, it's probably some sort of muscle thing there. Side crunch here, this is probably where you're going to see more of the torso thickness displayed. In some shots, my arms on the right look better than in others. Again, the video scales, so the scale of the video on the left might differ a bit from the video on the right. I try to like get the video sizing to be roughly the same, so essentially the version of me on the right is roughly the same size, like the same height as the version of me on the left, because if I like super zoomed in or zoomed in a lot on the right side video, then it wouldn't be as accurate of a representation, because I would be making myself look bigger just with like perspective, like forcing a different perspective. So hopefully this is a fairly reasonable representation of the progress and everything else. that has been made over the past 6 months. Considering I've really only been training once a week for the last 6 months, this is probably a pretty solid progress, considering the lack of, or considering how little time was put into it. But hopefully, in exchange for time, there is more efficient use of intensity, or just more intensity, and also more efficient recovery. And so as a result, I'm going to say experiment successful. Strength increases have happened as well. Some exercises have increased, and then some kind of like there've been plateaus, increases, decreases, things like that. It all depends on how you gear everything in, like if you're eating enough calories, if you're training intensely enough, if you're resting adequately enough, or if you're probably if you're sleeping well enough or whatever. Like there's different factors that could affect you from workout to workout potentially. But overall, success with the Mike Mentzer high intensity heavy duty method. I'm going to keep training in some form of this. What I might end up doing now that I'm done my 6 month experiment is just split the workup up a little bit more, where I would essentially do the full body compound movement, just one of them, on like the Monday. So for example, just doing squats on a Monday, and then on like the Thursday doing the upper body compound movements, so like the pull downs and the dips, or like some form of that, just kind of splitting it up a little bit more. And then, you know, on the next Monday doing just deadlifts, just to try to hopefully just give more ample energy to the exercise, because usually whatever exercise is going to be done second, you're probably a little bit burnt out from the first exercise you did when you're going all out. So, you know, you could kind of tweak and play with it and stuff like that, but I'm going to end that there. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. God bless.